Arambham karishyami siddher bhavatu me sada Vasudevam sutam devam kamsachanuramardanam Devaki paramanandam Krishnam vande jagadguru. Hari Om. Krishnam vande jagadguru. Yes, can someone recollect what is it that we saw last? We form the link and move ahead. Anything? Yes, please.
What I understood from the Shloka is that they speak of the unperishable Ashwatha tree with its roots upwards and branches below.
Yes.
Their leaves are the Vedas.
Yeah.
He
Chanda,
who,
yes, Paranani.
he who knows it is the knower of Vedas, and the stem of the tree represent Brahma.
Stem of the tree?
Stem of the tree represent Brahma.
As such, there is no specific description of stem being the Brahman, but it has originated from the Brahman. So it is, yes, it is like a cosmic Brahmic tree only.
Yeah. And its branches are nurtured by the gunas spread
Yeah.
below and above.
Okay. So the gunas which we are all experiencing, and
Yeah.
maybe these experiences of individual consciousness, which every one of us are having, they become a kind of a, like plants get watered, isn't it? So they grow, something like that. This tree is getting
Nurtured
nourished.
by gunas.
Yes, nourished by the
Nourished by,
experiences. The experiences of individuals, experience of societies, experience of, states, countries, nations, civilizations, and eras over the years. This is the inverted Ashwata that is experiencing it. So, yes, please. Yes, see.
And the
Yes, ma'am.
shoots are sense objects, and its shoots are sense objects.
No, it's not like that. The shoots are
Sense
sense.
objects? No.
No, Ji, no, Ji. That tree
That's
is
what I
something.
understood.
Yes, see. It is like it has got leaves. The leaves are the truth only. It is a tree of truth. It's a tree of life. It is a tree of what were kind of a tree that is basically the foundation of existence. Krishna
Yeah.
says we cannot describe it like an ordinary tree. That is why he begins by saying it's an upside down tree.
Yeah.
It is not like literal tree that we can actually divide and make parts. But this tree is also having some bandhanas, karmanu bandhini manushya loke. We are all trapped in karma bandhanas without our knowledge. That is something which Krishna talked about. And yes, Maji has shared, right? Anything else you would like to add, Maji, or
That's all.
that is all? All right.
That's what I understood from
Yes,
Krishna.
ma'am. Yes, yes. Anybody would like to add something more? What we saw? Yes, sir, Pankaj.
Yeah. So this tree,
Yeah,
when we are bounded by all these things,
yeah,
it is saying that you can cut all those with vairagya,
absolutely.
right? So that vairagya is critically important to cut all these
Bandhanas,
attachments.
which will
Bandhanas.
trap a being forever.
Yeah, yeah,
Meaning, it is imagine being stuck in a cage forever.
yeah,
And the danger is not knowing you're stuck in a cage, isn't it?
yeah,
Means if you are stuck in a cage and you know you are stuck, then you will try to become free. But if you
yeah.
don't even know that, then you will never ever get caught. That is exactly what is happening in karma bandhanas. Without vairagya, we cannot become free, is what Krishna is saying. He uses the beautiful, in the verse, he says, Asanga shastrena dridena chitva. You need to be dhruda in your sankalpa, need to be firm in your determination that I am going to cut these bonds of attachment with
Yeah.
the sword of detachment. This is not cutting people out of our life. It is just cutting our expectations, our attachments. It is a very big price to pay, according to many who covet their attachments, who hold on to their attachments always, no matter what. They feel I can never do this. But the problem is, unless you do this, you cannot become free. Unless you do this, you will not experience a divine relation with all the people you know. If you have to go into that state, you have to do that. And if you are successful, Krishna says even Godhood is not far away from you. That is so beautiful, meaning man can ascend and reach a high status of consciousness which is almost godlike or is divine. That is what can happen, but for that, man has to first shed his lower emotions. Emotions are not bad, but the lower emotions which lead to further entanglements, further we can say attachments, and the entire circle of sansara, that is the problem. Krishna is saying that is the so the nidana is only in detachment. Nidana is not running away from people or avoiding. No, no, if I see my friend, I will get attached, so I'm not going to look at my friend. That is running away from the problem. It is like an ostrich trying to bury head into the soil instead of actually dealing with the problem. The solution is again detachment. It is everywhere. That's what Krishna said here, and he said this is something. Because when you become detached, then you can even have time to ponder over this Ashwatha. Otherwise, the mind will say, what nonsense, I cannot see my own
Exactly.
garden, plants in my own garden. Here, Krishna is asking me to imagine one upside down tree. That tree also is supposedly a cosmic tree which cannot be understood. Why should I dwell on all of it? That would be the mind of a person who is having a lot of asakti, or somebody who is having what we can say a lot of attachments, a lot of rush, a lot of rajasic passion to do things, but not trying to go to the root of things. But when you become so detached, then you can get what we call a clarity, a higher awakening of buddhi, which we call a sat asat vivek buddhi, which will allow you to translate all the dvandvas, love and hate, happiness and pain, praise and criticism, all the dualities of life you can transcend. And in that, you can then begin to see the divine light of truth, the same one which the yogis saw, the same supreme truth. That is what Krishna is talking about. Because there you will see that supreme truth which is luminous, and that will change you. That will make you understand that yes, it is the divine that is present inside all of us. Krishna says it is the divine that enters into a living being, which makes that being living. Has man, with all his advancement, been able to create life by in a laboratory? By science, maybe by procreation, maybe in the but actual aspect of artificially, we have something a great advancement of artificial intelligence. But have we been able to create consciousness?
Not yet.
Not yet, not yet. But I had a nice dialogue with one very famous scientist of AI, Dr. Rohitas Chandraji. He is one of the top 1% scientists in AI in Australia. So I asked him about this, and he also feels it's quite doubtful that consciousness can be replicated by AI. These are just tools. These are tools, but the wielder of the tool is human. It is self-wielding. It's yet going to be very difficult for consciousness. But let us keep that in abeyance. We cannot dismiss if the divine's wish is that anything is possible. But man is not able to do some of the very simple things which, say, plants or even what bees are doing. What do bees do? They collect the chaitanya of flowers from so many places and then they produce honey. Despite all the big laboratories and all the equipments, we claim to have so much power and so much strength that man is so great. I can bomb any country I want. I have so much power with me, is what man says. He cannot make a drop of honey, what the bees are doing. And what are the bees doing? They are again following Gita principle, isn't it? Mam Phaleshu Kadachanam, without even having that consciousness which human beings are having. The blossoming of a flower. All these factors are something very beautiful. How is it happening? Well, it is there, and that understanding of a higher truth of nature, higher truth of the divine in nature comes to such a person who has first attained that vairagya. Only that person can see that truth and then maybe realize the divinity within also. Without and within. That is possible. Because our stay in this body is as long as the divine exists. The day the divine leaves this body, we cease to exist. Krishna gives the
Krishna
example.
gives
One moment, Rahulji, I'll just come to you. It is Krishna gives the example of how wind just takes a fragrance away, isn't it? Like that, people are also just blown away by the winds of time, by Kala or by Mrityu. But that is the divine, which is the essence. When divine is there, there is life. Yes, sir. Rahulji, we're adding something. Yes, please.
Yes, a question on Vairagya because it is such a core principle in spirituality and talked so many times in our classes also. Question is that has there been some shloka where Bhagwan has said what leads to Vairagya? Is it just sadhana or is it time or is it grace or is it a combination of factors? What creates
Yeah.
the Vairagya?
Um, all right. I think in the very start only, Krishna talked about this cultivating this vairagya to, what we can say, awaken the inner self for an individual. There is a divinity inside. After explaining about the Atman, to understand the Atman, you will be able to understand by controlling, becoming what we call sthita prajna. Arjuna had asked, what is this sthita prajna? That time Krishna explained to him that this is the way of the sthita prajna. But then Arjuna immediately said, hey, it is so difficult, Krishna. What do you mean? You have given me a method. It's okay, but you can't tell me jump off from the top of the building. I'll not do that. For me, asking me to control my mind is impossible. You are giving me so nice examples, which are very good to hear. You're talking about a flame being in a windless place. But look at my mind. My mind is the wind. In that time, Krishna again said two things, Rahulji. He said, Abhyasena and Vairagyena. Meaning we have to practice detachment. It is through practice. And while practicing, Vairagya will come. Both are together told. So if Abhyasa is not done, Vairagya will not come. Many people claim I have reached Vairagya, I am detached. I have got so many life experiences, now I am completely detached. I have reached the peak. All such individuals are all lost in their own Maya of Ahankar for claiming to have got Vairagya. The one who has claimed Vairagya will be silent. जैसे ना भरा घड़ा शांत रहता है बिन पेंदे without the water in the empty vessel it will make so much noise. It is just like that. So Rahulji, I think the question of Vairagya we will see a little bit more in 18th Adhyaya when Krishna talks about it. But this is with practice it is going to come and it will not come until we realize it, until we do some introspection in ourselves and we have to focus on ourselves rather than how other people are. What is it that this individual is? I am getting disturbed by another consciousness. That's not required. If you are a Padma Patra, you will be in water without getting affected by it. The lotus leaf has been given as an example. Let us continue. So we had stopped at shloka number 11.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
so there was talk about this artificial intelligence thing. What
Yeah.
artificial meaning it's artificial, it's not real.
Yeah.
Whereas consciousness is real. So
Yes.
in totality, when you are saying artificial intelligence, it cannot be real intelligence. So
Yes.
it will
Yes.
not likely to achieve the true consciousness.
Okay. Yes, sir. But divine is establishing divine's consciousness in every territory. There is no territory of the divine which is beyond. So if somehow the divine is able to establish Chaitanya in artificial intelligence, it will cease to be artificial intelligence. It might be what somebody calls absolute intelligence, or it might be something new terminology, a new experience. But it cannot happen by man alone. So we will have to see. We will have to see because this also maybe there might be a purpose behind this sudden, surge in this particular era of our humanity, where we are seeing such different developments and advancements. But according to the scientist, he has told me this is just like using calculator.
That
You
is
are
true.
using just because it is more efficient calculator which can do calculation also, which can give you solution also. You should not forget that it is still a non-living device. Man is using it or misusing it, but it is not having its own astitva yet. So let us see. But it is always poets always like to dream. So as a poet, I would say let us keep the possibility. Maybe in this quest because so many scientists are pouring their souls into it. So maybe one soul only will enter into everything. We'll see. We just sit. Yes, sir. Pankaj?
I would like to add just one line
Yes,
on
sir.
Rahulji's question of
Yes, sir.
Vairagya.
Absolutely, sir.
Just one.
Sure, sir.
So I feel that Vairagya, to attain Vairagya, it of course, there are many components to it.
Yes, sir.
But the most critical component, I think, is the detachment. Detachment से ही आपको वैराग्य आने वाला है. There are so many things, of course, but
Detachment
this is
from
the
whom,
most.
sir? Detachment from whom, sir?
Yeah, so detachments from your feelings, your near and dears, your
Ah.
sukh, dukh, everything.
That
It's
is the
such a vast.
difficult thing, isn't it? That is only
Yeah.
the most difficult thing. But if we do it, we are worthy to be attaining that status which Krishna calls almost divine status among humans. And there, as Krishna said in this adhyaya, a new world is visible, new horizon is visible. Like for instance, these are all has everybody heard of this Auroville? This place called Auroville in
Yes.
Pondicherry?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, so it is actually it is one experiment is going on. It's an experiment of consciousness, and as you know, experiments you will see success, failure, all those things. It's just an experiment in progress, work in progress for establishing what is called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. People of so many countries are joining and living there, and but in that place also, how it was when the mother of Sri Aurobindo Ashram while she was traveling, she just stopped and she pointed out to this barren place, and this place she said, I feel I can sense that this is the place where a new world experiment will begin. And she pointed out, and that was the place where they all started, all her followers together. But what I'm saying is, these are all not just, these are something which, it's like immense foresight, isn't it? Immense clarity of what is going to happen. Many times we don't know what is going to happen today or now in our life only. How are we going to understand what is going to happen afterwards unless we experience that quietude, or unless, as Pankaj has rightly said, unless we experience detachment, the experiences which are from a state of higher consciousness, they will never come to us. There are experiences which are unlimited. There's a whole world of experiences which are waiting for us. We will not get that access without detachment. We will live in our minds only. That will be a big problem, though. So that is why the yogis, Krishna says, they recognize the divine, they try to observe, they try to serve. But the ignorant, they can never think beyond the material. Not only are they ever going to aspire to understand the divine, they will not feel the presence or the coming of the divine or living of the divine anywhere. Divine consciousness, when it leaves, the absence is felt in that place. It is like Mahalakshmi's absence is immediately felt, isn't it? The Chaitanya is lost. A garden where the presence of the divine is not there, that garden turns barren. Plants are there, but plants are not giving flowers. Simplest reason, because there is no consciousness of the divine there. So this is something. Let us go on. Krishna goes on. यदादित्यगतं तेजो जगद्भासयतेऽखिलं यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नौ तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम्. For the entire cosmos, it is I who am the light, illumining the creation. I set the world alight. The sun, the moon, the fire, I verily ignite. Know all that is radiant to be only my might. Krishna is saying that he is that light, he is that supreme consciousness which is illumining the world. Gama Vishyacha Bhutani Dharayamyam Amojasa Pushnami Chaushadhihi Sarvaha Somo Bhutva Rasatmakaha. Onto the earth I have descended, and into the material my spirit has thus extended. Know me to be Soma, the immortal Lord, and my ambrosia to the medicines and living I accord. Again, Krishna is saying that his divinity is present in the world. Let us try to realize it. It is there, is what he says. Into the material, the spirit has extended. Know me to be Soma, the immortal Lord, and my ambrosia to the medicines and living I accord. What is Soma, anybody? Or who is Soma? Anyone?
Chandrama.
Okay,
Moon?
Chandra is moon is called Soma because he is the lord of the Jaise Chandrama Manaso Jataha. It is the he's the in astrology they say he's the Karaka of the mind. The mind is connected by the Soma. But Soma also refers to the Deva in the Rigved. He is again connected with the moon. He is connected with immortality. In Ayurveda, the moon is also connected with adding potency to the herbs. The medicinal value of the plant increases in the moonlight, and that is why it is said, don't pluck the plants after sundown. All the elders would have been telling when we were young. No, no, don't pluck the flowers. Well,
After
what is it?
sunset.
Yeah, after sunset. Yes, because that is the time when you have to let them gain. That is the resting time, and that is also the time when they start getting their medicines. So, medicinal power or potency. Well, Krishna is saying that it is the medicine is having a potency. The potency of the medicine is granted by me. Imagine it will be so interesting when a doctor offers medication, and in the heart, the doctor first prays to the divine, let this medicine have its value. Will it let it lead to betterment? Or a surgeon doing a surgery with the mantra, Ayam me hasto Bhagavan, Nayam me Bhagavat Taraha, Ayam me Vishwa Bheshajo, Ayam Shiva Vimarshan. Some of the places, but what happens is it allows the individual to change the consciousness from the individual's consciousness. You are now aligning, you become detached. You become detached from the outcomes also, and you allow a divine consciousness to function through them, through you. That is what we see here. He's saying, I am my ambrosia to the medicines, and living I accord. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritah Pranapana Samayuktah Pranapana Samayuktah Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. He says, I am the Vaishvanara, the universal fire which is present inside everyone. That is the fire that is driving us. Life's fire I have instilled and sustained, by which the physical body of every being is maintained. We must have heard of this term called Jatharagni, isn't it? What is that? Jatharagni.
It's a kind of Agni. I'm sorry.
Okay, Pankaji
Carry
just
on.
said, yes, sir. Pankaji, and then I'll go to Rahulji. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it is a kind of Agni, a type of Agni which exists in your body. Jathar means, stomach.
Yeah. Yeah.
They say that it is centered around your nabi, and it keeps a particular temperature in your body, which is
Yeah.
whatever 97 degrees or 98 degrees. And then it also helps in digesting the food.
Yes, yes, yes. And then when they say, when Vaidyas, Ayurvedic Vaidyas, when they do that, when the Nidana order, they do first seeing the patient and they identify that this person is having a very weakened digestion. Then they start what we call Agni Chikitsa to raise that Agni inside of the individual so the digestion improves. So the person is able to first not only digest the medicines, the potency of the medicine also can be understood. Well, Krishna is saying, I am that. Rahulji was adding something. Yes, sir.
No, I think Pankaj has covered it.
Right, sir. Let's continue then. So he says, I have instilled that fire, controlling the prana and the apana. I am digesting the 4 types of food. With synergy, I digest. What are the 4 types of foods? The 4 types refer to the way of consumption of foods. What are the 4 ways by which we consume?
You
Anjali?
can chew food.
Yeah, great. Yes.
Uh, you can drink. You can eat. You can
Yeah.
chew.
Yeah. Eat,
Then
drink. We can say
chew.
like mangoes are sucked, isn't it?
Yeah, sucked, licked.
And licked. Yes,
Ice creams
absolutely.
are licked.
Yeah. In Ayurveda, they say best food is when all
Yes,
4 types of foods are there in your plate. You are going to, all the 4 types of foods you are going to take inside. That
yeah.
would be the most ideal. So, yes, whatever, all those 4 types of foods which are consumed also, he says, I digest. Many people chant this particular mantra of the Gita before they eat their food also. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashrita, because they want to consciously participate in the eating of the food. Or they say Brahmarpanam Brahmavir Brahmagno Brahmana Hutam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. It allows them to sometimes how you eat also makes a difference. Not only what you eat, but how you eat also. So let's continue. सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तः स्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनञ्च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेद विदेव चाहम्. Krishna is giving again the address of the divine. Where is the divine? Many people say he is in this temple or he is in that person's apartment. There he is doing a lot of puja, so the divine is there. No, the address is there, door number is written here only. In every heart that beats, I verily reside. Over every being's memory and knowledge, I preside. I am known by the Vedas, and I am also their knower. And for the Gnostic texts, Vedantas, I am the creator. So Krishna says here, in every heart that beats, I reside. It is said that every heart has been told or whispered by Krishna, you are going to beat these many times. Means our heart knows how many beats it's going to do. We don't know that because we have not spoken to Krishna yet. We have not got that clear communication from Krishna, but the heart knows that these many beats have been allotted. Krishna sits there, is what he says. He is presiding over the memory and knowledge. Sometimes we really remember things which we don't even know from where they come from. Suddenly we remember something. Suddenly we get this knowledge. Well, all of this is not really in our hands completely. It is in the hands of the divine. I am known by the Vedas, and I am also their knower. What will you understand by studying the Vedas? You will understand Krishna's ways, or you will understand the divine. And Krishna says, I know everything that is there in the Vedas and also in the Vedantas or the Upanishadic texts. Why? Because I am that creator. I am the creating consciousness behind all of it. Krishna goes on, Dvavimau Purushau Loke Sharaschakshara Evacha Shara Sarvani Bhutani Kutastho Kshara Uchyate. In the universe, there are two forms of manifestation. One indestructible, while the other attains destruction. In all living things is found the form destructible, but seated high above them all is the form imperishable. There are two types of existences, Krishna says. One is the Kshara and the other is the Akshara. Kshara is that which is going to get destroyed. Akshara is that which can never be destroyed. What are we all?
Kshara.
Kshara, isn't it?
Yes.
It's difficult to admit, but it is a truth, no? Yes, Pankajji? Yes, sir.
I think we are a combination of both.
Okay, how is that, sir?
क्योंकि शरीर तो क्षर हो रहा है,
हाँ,
बट जो अंदर आत्मा है, जो कॉन्शियस है, वो तो अक्षर
so,
है,
अरे वाह,
वो हमारे
yes,
अंदर ही है.
yes, sir, absolutely. Yes, Pankajji. Rahulji is adding something?
No, I agree with Pankajji, yes.
Okay. Yes. Krishna has told, isn't it? Nainam chendati shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka. Means no fire, no weapon, nothing can cut. That is the divine. Anjali is adding something? Yes, please.
No, I just wanted to specify the same thing, that in the material world, we are all Kshara, and the spiritual world, we are all Akshara.
Okay, but then this world is material or spiritual, Anjali ji?
Again, a combination of both.
So that is a combination of both, isn't it? We are Shara and Akshara in a world which is both Shara and Akshara also. That is why it is said sometimes we are not material beings getting once in a while spiritual experiences. We are spiritual beings who are getting a material experience in life.
The body is
No, because I
perishable
was
and
looking
the
at it.
Jivatma is unperishable in our
Yes,
body.
yes, Maji. Yes, Maji. Anjali ji
No,
was adding something? Yes,
no,
please.
I was looking at ourselves as mortal beings, which is why I said Akshara.
Yeah, got
We are
it,
all
got it.
mortal beings. So yeah.
Yes, that is true. That is true. But this is the miracle that all of us sometimes know, but sometimes forget. One psychologist told me, I went to ashram for the samadhi. I did some meditation. Now I have understood that God is with me. Now nothing can happen to me. Always in my life, I have never had any disease also because I think I have attained that immortal consciousness. I was supposed to do a joint research with that person that day. Namaskar. That was the last day I talked about research with him because now maybe he needs to meet a psychologist because this is a different understanding or wrong interpretation. And sure enough, there's something we shouldn't get disconnected from the truth because since this is both truths, people mix up the meanings of things like there is what we call one is Vyavaharik Satya and one is Paramarthik Satya. Vyavaharik Satya is our Sharira is Kshara, but Paramarthik Satya is that we are Akshara only in consciousness. But if we mix it, what will happen? It will be like I am driving on a motorcycle. I don't need a helmet because I am Akshara. I am studying Gita of Krishna. He has promised he will take care, so I don't need a helmet. Is that logical?
No,
No, isn't it?
it's
It is
not.
not. Yes,
It's
yes.
not.
So, but yes, sir, but that point has rightly been understood, this aspect of Shara and Akshara. So, this Supreme is the one who is Akshara, is what Krishna says. But then there is something which is beyond this, what we understand, the limits, no, of what we call mortality and immortality. There is still something which is beyond this limit of mortality and immortality. What is that? उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्येत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयम् आविश्य बिभर्तव्यय ईश्वरः. Apart from these two, he is the spirit highest of all manifestations. It is considered greatest. Entering existence, the Supreme Self latent exists. All three worlds, this divine being uplifts. So Krishna is talking about this, which is both Shara, beyond Shara and Akshara, that is the Parabrahma. Parabrahma is the highest consciousness. From the Parabrahma, there is a descent of consciousness. A small portion of Parabrahma comes as Jivatma, and which is the Akshara Bhaga. The Akshara Jivatma wears a cloak of a Shara Sharira. But this Parabrahma is even beyond the limits of mortality and immortality. Krishna goes on. Yasmat sharamata sharam yes yasmat sharamat atitatoho ahankara sharadapi chottamaha atosmi loke vede cha pratitaha purushottamah. As I am beyond the manifestations perishable, transcendent and surpassing even the imperishable, the Vedas and the world together proclaim, I am the Supreme Self, they exclaim. So Krishna says, because I am that Supreme, Krishna is talking about the Parabrahma. Because Krishna will have to leave his Krishna's Sharira also, isn't it? When his time of the avatar, all the avatars, when they came into the Sharira, they did leave they did leave it behind, isn't it? Or they had to go ahead. That journey had to get completed. So here Krishna is referring to his supreme Parabrahma self when he is talking. As I am beyond the manifestations, the I here refers to that Parabrahma. As I am beyond the manifestations, perishable, transcending, and surpassing even the imperishable, the Vedas and the world together proclaim, I am the Supreme Self, they exclaim. Tat Tvam Asi, this is the great Mahavakya of the Vedantas. You are that. What is that? Tat kim? Tat Brahma. How is this Brahma? I am Atma Brahma. This is the supreme Atman of the Paramapurusha, which is present beyond all of this. And the Vedas recognize this truth of the supreme divine, and that is why they exclaim, "You are that." Let's continue. Yo mameva sammudho janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. My gnosis complete, he who has attained myself as the supreme self, he who has ordained. He loves me with everything he has in every way, as per his own nature. He adores me every day. Somebody who has attained that knowledge of this supreme divine, he has realized it. He, hey Bhagwan, you are great. This is not some kind of flattery we are doing to get some favor from the divine. It is truly understanding that there is this majesty of the supreme divine, which is so brilliant, so beautiful, so wondrous that your heart only starts singing in praise. Well, that Gnosis who has got, he has ordained myself. He has established or made a pratishtha of the divine. As the divine is the king, my life's king is the divine. Divine is my Raja. Divine is everything for me. Such a person. Anybody, what do you think of this point of establishing the divine? How important is it to establish the divine? Or, and what significance does it make?
Complete belief in divine.
Yeah, that is important. Yes, but what is establishing the divine? It means divine is present here now. Say I'm going to write a poem. I will first, if I want to use this pen, I pray and try to establish the divine in this pen before writing the poem. What difference will it make?
You won't be able to write sometimes.
I won't be able to write, is what Maji is saying. Okay, that is interesting. Any other take?
Yeah, I think if you establish divine before starting anything or even day-to-day activities, it probably enhances your efficiency or your
Yes.
in the work and your faith in the work
Yes.
to come
Yes.
out the true absolute best. I mean, if we
Absolutely.
see Ramcharit Manas, Tulsi Das ji, like first like 100, 200 pages, he just goes on and on and on, talking about Lord Rama and his divine activities and all that. So I think, it just brings out your
Establish,
best.
if you want to understand Ramcharitmanas, first establish the consciousness of Rama and the divinity of Rama, then you will be able to. Otherwise, your mind will, why did Rama do like this? I don't think, one of my senior sadhak told me, I don't think Rama did right. First, I want to have a logical answer why this was done right or wrong. To understand it logically, first establish Rama, isn't it? If you want to understand Sri Rama's perspective, first establish. It's important. Rahulji is adding something. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If we establish, then we go 24/7. Everything becomes divine then. Otherwise, it'll be just some prayer, some meditation, some chanting we
Part
do, and then
time.
after that, everything is done part time. Full time बनने के लिए establish करिए ना हर चीज में.
Yes, yes. Can we establish the divine in a stone?
Of
It's
course, you
it's
can.
yeah, it is established in millions of stones in India and all across the world.
Across the world? Yes. What is that called? That kriya of establishing it. It is called
Prana
Stapna,
Pratishtha.
stapna.
Sthapana or Prana Pratishtha. And after the Prana Pratishtha is done, then there is no more stone or just Shila. It becomes a Vigraha, a complete transformation. The Supreme Court has established the rights also of a Vigraha as a living entity in our law, in India at least. So this aspect of establishing, this is important. We but can prana pratishtha can be done by anybody, or it has to be done only by some selected people?
Well, मुझे
Selected
तो लगता
people
है
do it.
Okay, Pankaj and then Rahulji. Yes, I think because Pankaj started. Yes, sir.
Yeah. मुझे लगता है कोई भी कर सकता है.
Okay.
Although I'm a Brahmin,
Okay.
but I think, with just pure love and pure thing, you go
Yes.
out and you imagine कि आप ही सब कुछ हैं,
Yes,
And
means
that's my take.
anybody can do the pran pratishtha, isn't it? But maybe in a temple, the rules of the temple or that kshetra, every
different,
kshetra.
yeah.
In my home, no stranger can come to my home and do anything that individual wants. When he comes to my home, he'll have to follow some of the principles what I am following. So something like that. All right, sir, that's a fair point. Rahulji, yes, you were adding something?
No, I agree. It can be done by anyone.
Yeah.
But when it's done in temples, it is done with the proper procedure.
Yes, because that is there's a kshetra, each kshetra has its own set of rules. So according to kshetra of that, like in many homes, we celebrate this Ganesh Chaturthi. That time, Ganesha is brought home. In many Maharashtrian homes, so they believe that now Ganesha is only in the house.
Yeah.
Where at that time, immediately it is. Couples also don't fight during that period because Ganesha is not is there in the house right now, not now. When I was very young, sister and I would have a fight. Sister would, if she did some prank on me and I'm chasing her, she would run into that room where Ganesha is. There it is almost like now we can't do anything. Nothing can be done. That was a simple aspect, but the fact that once you establish it makes a sea change of difference. We also established that anybody can do it. In our home, at least, it is all right if you are somewhere so far away, you do not know. Krishna has given a great mantra, isn't it? Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Yo me bhaktya sapraichati. It's like whichever with bhakti you follow, it is okay. It's all right. You don't know the procedure. Do it with love. Excuse me. Like in the children's Gita batch, which is Krishna's Butter Project, we have something for kids. And there, one child shared the experience, which was shared actually by the parent. They sent a photo. After attending the class, that child has kept a car for Ganesha or some idol. I do not remember what exactly. So that car was kept there, and the parents asked, "Why did you keep this car?" It was Ganesha only, I think. No, now Ganesha has come, isn't it? He has to travel across the city, so for him, I gave my favorite car. Now, isn't that so beautiful? The bhava of offering brings a change in the person who makes that offering. We have also established that the divine can be ordained by anybody. We also understand that it can be ordained. Pallaviji wants to say something. Yes, please.
So, I don't understand what exactly is establishing divine.
In the sense, Pallaviji?
You said while before writing a poem, you try to establish.
Yeah. So if I believe, like in the
I
pen, for example, the pen example, is that what you are asking me, Pallaviji?
yeah.
Okay, like the example of pen. Now, this is very nice if we understand Sri Aurobindo had talked about automatic writing. Means one of his experience where he would get into a state of consciousness where his hands would move on their own. And when he wrote some of his epics, especially Savitri, he did not want the interference of the divine to come through him, so that he says personal interference should never take place. Let the divine flow. So directly let it come into the pen and into the paper. So for example, if I want to write some poetry, if I become so conscious that now I want the divine only to function, I sit quietly, meditate for a while, and now every word that is going to come out, it will come out very well. Don't you agree, Pallaviji?
Yes.
Yeah, true. I guess, yeah.
Yeah. If you want to draw an art, I think Pallaviji, I did not know earlier, but Pallaviji has done a very beautiful photo artwork of Krishna, and I did not know it was in my home for so many years. I did not know it was from Pallaviji. She had given it to my mother, so I'll share that in the group when I can. But as an artist, don't you think, Pallaviji, that if you focus on the let the divine will be done and focus that now when you will not get distracted?
I personally do it like an offering to him and
Love.
surrender to him
Yes.
so that I'll not get affected by the result of it or
Yes, yes.
get
Yes,
deviated
yes.
from the process.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we understood this aspect of establishment. Anybody can establish. If and I talked about even you can try to establish on pen. Question is, can we establish by touching our heart? Is pratishtha of the divine in our heart and awaken the divine in our heart. Krishna has told, isn't it? I am seated there. Can we not do that type of prana pratishtha? Anybody?
Of course, we can do it.
We can do that, isn't it? But what a big liability. If we if we think now divine is only there, all the other things which undivine I am doing in my life, you will have to stop doing that, isn't it? That's a very difficult thing to do, but it is worth doing it definitely. It is if we can establish and awaken. Henceforth, Krishna resides in my heart. I will not do one thing that is against Krishna's teachings of the Gita. Whatever I understood to my sincere best from the Gita, I will try to establish that in my life. I will stand by it no matter how difficult the time is, because I know Krishna is watching and he is seated in the heart. He will take care, that is his part. My part is to do what I have to do. So this is a very important thing, because once you do that, Krishna says, means somebody who has ordained the divine and supreme self, how does he live? Sa sarva with bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. He loves me with everything he has, in every way. As per his own nature, he adores me every day. And that love affair never ends. It is an eternal love story which begins when you establish in your heart the divine. And the offering is done whichever way you can offer best. It doesn't make a difference, isn't it? Whatever you offer. Maybe I may not be such a good artist like Pallavi. I may not be able to draw so well. Maybe I'll just draw a stick figure. But if I offer it sincerely, I try to draw the best. Will that not be a complete offering? It will be. And I should keep trying to do my best. And in that in that process, I will keep progressing. And my love also, my heart will also start widening in consciousness. That is something which is possible. So, can we not take a decision that we will establish Krishna in the hearts? There is nothing to be worried about, because Krishna is, we have seen, though he has Vishwarupa and all of that, we have also seen his very lenient side. If we are sincere, we become conscious. Not only will he liberate us, we will also walk on the right path only. Many times I've heard many people tell me, I always think what Krishna would do in this situation, or what would be my right offering to Krishna. One person has even raised his voice and used swear words as because that was the right offering for Krishna according to him. It was sincerely done, so maybe Krishna did accept it. But later on, he did transcend that need for using swear words. But offering to the divine, it is very important. It has to be sincere. It is not supposed to be in the mind. A lot of people do what they want and attribute everything. No, no, God wanted it. Best example is I have some nice, interesting dialogues with my wife over chocolates, which she wants me to curb my eating. So I say, no, no, Krishna wants me to have. She says, no, it's not Krishna's wish, it is your wish. But that clarity should be there, because many times, we have this tendency of giving auto suggestions to ourselves. This is a lower nature of human mind, which has to be transcended. But for that, the surrender has to be true, because the heart knows when you are truthful and when you are lying. Otherwise, that is lost. Your connection with Krishna is lost. Then it is no point then. Your actions are only lip service to the divine, not really doing anything beyond what your mind's intellectual whim is doing. Let's continue. So if you see this last part, this is the last part of this 15th adhyay, where Krishna says, somebody who has truly attained the knowledge of the Supreme Divine, who has really understood the Divine is complete, Divine is everything, such an individual will not be very egoistic or think he is the doer, she is the doer, or everything is happening according. Instead of that, the heart will overflow with love. Because bhava is important, isn't it? The bhava with which we offer. And this bhava will only be a bhava of love for the divine, nothing else at all. Whatever that person is, according to the nature that will offer, the person will offer sincerely, in every single way, whatever way I can. Like the story of the juggler who did not know a single mantra. He went into the temple and started juggling, but he offered that to the divine and he got the darshana. Though he didn't know the mantra, though he had never done sadhana, none of this was done by that juggler. Yet he got that experience because the offering was sincere and with love. That was complete for the divine. Krishna is telling this is this ultimate secret. Ordain the divine in your heart and offer with love. Everything will come to you. Iti guhyatavam shastram idamuktam maya nakha etad buddhva buddhimanasya kritakrityascha bharata. The cryptic wisdom, thus I have declared to you, O Arjuna, I have unveiled and shared this occult secret. By knowing and understanding, one attains the highest enlightenment possible to the living. Krishna says, I have given you this secret, this wisdom. He's calling this a wisdom. I have released it for you. This is an occult knowledge. He says, occult knowledge will be accessed by you. You will know this, you will understand it, and you will get the highest enlightenment. This is the assurance of Krishna. My question is, इसमें secret क्या था? What was the secret Krishna is telling here? Anybody? What was that big secret that he shared in this adhyay?
That Krishna is within us, and probably that we don't know it is the secret which he has declared to us.
But Vinitaji, anytime something bad happens, we always have a number of soothsayers or even well-wishers. No, no, don't worry, God is inside of you. Don't, because we've all heard of this so many times, isn't it? So how is
We
it
tend to
different?
forget it in our day-to-day.
But yes, but how is it different when it is said this has been told by Krishna? How is it different to us?
So
Yes,
I
sir.
think Krishna here said that whatever categories of people are there, I am the supreme, matlab, Purushottam, that's what he's calling himself, right? There are three types of Purushas, right? Avinashi, Nashi, and then I'm on above of that. So just identify that I'm the supreme and just have faith in me, keep praying for me, keep praying with me, and then, have faith in me and you'll be fine. I think that's the signal here. I don't know.
This is just about loving the divine from the heart, isn't it? Without
Yeah.
any reserve.
Yeah.
So I think as Vinitaji rightly said, it is so clear and so simple, but many times forgotten by us. Means the followers of divine sometimes end up doing a lot of undivine things, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
Bilkul.
if you ask them, they will say, "No, this was divine's will only, isn't it?" What we call typical gaslighting happens. But this is the thing. The secret is out in the open. Be sincere in your words. Be sincere in your actions with love, as you would give your most beloved, well, the same love, or maybe even the greater love which you have never experienced. Offer it to the divine and watch the transformation. But sometimes, many times, some secrets. Now, if you want to keep something secret from the world, keep it in a place where nobody will look, somewhere, even if it's on the outside, because everybody will imagine secret to be something which is so hidden, so far away. Well, this is it, Krishna has told, and that is why, like even in if you see in Sri Aurobindo's yoga, they do not talk too much about Tantra. Sri Aurobindo has told that when your offering is complete, your offering is perfect, you become the yantra of the divine. What tantric action has to take place, the divine will do that. You don't have to. The authority of doing that action also is now given to the divine, and you focus on making your surrender perfect and pure. Until then, we will not realize. As even Pankaj was also saying that so many people on the divine path also don't really tread in divine ways. So they need to reconnect. They need to understand, and the only way they can understand is through the heart. That's what Krishna has told. We can't teach anybody to love anyone, isn't it? Love comes naturally.
From the heart.
It has to be, and and for that, the individual must be true to the self, isn't it? Without that truth, love cannot flow. Falsehood and love cannot coexist. And here Krishna is asking about love for the divine. He says, surrender here and then watch. He says, even occult secrets will be revealed to you, and you will get that liberation. So, with this, our Adhyay number 15 is complete. We are ready to enter into the 16th Adhyay, which is very interesting because it is about divine and demonic natures. Devi Swabhava and Asuri Swabhava. We have seen the story of Ravana also. He had both Swabhavas. The Devi Swabhava allowed him to reach the highest state of consciousness through tapasya, get the darshana, get the astra from Shiva himself. And the
Chandrahas.
Asuris, yes, Chandrahas, absolutely. Yes, sir. And the Asuri Swabhava, it is like one side he is filling a tank, other side he is opening the tap, isn't it? It's just water is getting lost. Something like that. The Asuri Swabhava was destroying. So sometimes the enemies are within us only. The enemies are inside. The Deva is inside of us. The Devi Swabhava is inside. Asuri Swabhava also is inside. If we do not want to end up like Ravana, we will have to win that battle. Krishna is now talking about the two natures. That will be our next adhyay. We will look at it tomorrow. If anybody wants to ask something or share something, you are welcome. Otherwise, yes, sir.
When I was maybe 5 or 6, it was a
Yes,
small
sir.
town I used to live, maybe population about 20,000, and there was a temple, and there was somebody in the temple who used to teach Gita.
Hmm.
And being a 5, 6 year old, you won't understand
Yes,
what
sir.
is going on, but they used to teach only 15th Adhyay. And I wonder why only 15th Adhyay and not other Adhyay. Now today I realize that
Okay.
the essence.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But it is so beautiful, isn't it? This adhyay begins with a huge metaphysical truth of a tree which confuses everybody. The wisest of wise person will get confused. Is the ulta tree? What is all of it? Then suddenly he's talking about life. He's also talking about death, reminding us that this divine can anytime pull away everything. The fragrances which we enjoy in life, suddenly all of it can get lost. So he says, come back, understand that divine is beyond. He tells there is something that is Shara, there is something that is Akshara, and there is something which is beyond the Shara and the Akshara, which is the supreme divinity. Meaning the divinity is beyond these limits of existence and non-existence. And this is the divinity we have to realize. And then when we suddenly feel it's too overwhelming to realize, he says, Hare, don't you know how to realize it? I am sitting in your heart. Love me. Love me and you will realize everything. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam, Krishna has told. Elsewhere we saw, he said, Dadame buddhi yogam tam. I will give you the knowledge. I will give you that extra buddhi that will suddenly make you shine. It will look like you are so smart. But it's not, don't take that smartness to you also because it's not yours. It will be mine only, but I can grant that to you. Do not worry about it. When you love with the divine, with your heart and soul, transformations take place. Faculties that you feel are not existent or don't exist also will start manifesting by the grace of the divine. Our job is not to look at what is the harvest. Our job is just to till the soil and do the needful. That is our duty. So, this is the secret that Krishna has shared to us. So, I think with this we can conclude today. If anybody would like to just share any of their takeaways that they would like to share with us. Yes, Anjali ji. Yes, ma'am.
Though we have often heard of God being omnipresent and omnipotent, here in this Sadhya it says that Krishna is not only all-pervading, but he resides in every heart that beats.
Yeah.
That is the best takeaway.
When it is in every heart, we will never look down upon anybody, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't like this individual's appearance, I don't like this individual's way of living or way of talking, way of being, XYZ factors. But looking down will not happen because I can't look down upon a divine. Because divine is present. I cannot. Who am I to cast an eye like that? So that is one thing. So, and the awakening of the divine in our heart, it is when Krishna is awakened in the heart, you will experience Leelas after
Bliss.
Leelas. Yes, bliss and Leelas after Leelas. Krishna was the master of miracles. So many miracles will happen as if it's a regular everyday event of life. So that is one thing. Yes. Anybody else? Any other takeaway? After which I conclude with the Shanti Mantra.
Yeah, he who has realized me as the Supreme Person, he constantly worships me with his whole being.
Yeah.
And we should believe that Krishna will take care of me in whatever I do.
Yeah.
That is the
Yes,
full
Maji.
surrender.
Yes, Maji. Yes, Maji. It's
That
just,
is,
it's a
yeah,
comfort also, no? It's a great
it's a very
comfort, no?
comfortable position. Yes.
Yes, yes. There's no big danger when you have a divine who is watching you. Yes, see. All right. I think with this, it gives a lot of peace indeed. So let us conclude with the Shanti Mantra. Hari Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Hari Om. That's it. Krishna
Hari,
Mate.
Hari,
Namaskar
Hari
ji.
Om.
Hari
Hari
Om.
Om Shri
Hari Om ji. Namaskar
Thank
ji.
you.
Namaskar.
Hari Om.
Thank you.
Hari
Hari
Om.
Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.